What this? I don't know. I can't tell without my glasses. What does your beak say? It's saying we should have gone to restaurant. Happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving to all my viewers. This is Sparkster1701, and we're taking a quick look here at another Studio 86 figure. I recently picked this guy up while going out for a job interview. This is Gnaw. Now, of course, Gnaw is part of the Studio 86 line, so he's based off of a character seen in the 1986 animated film. He is based on the Sharkticons that were seen in the film, but they've given him the name of Gnaw to match the Generation 1 release. And we will take a look and compare him with the G1 version in just a moment. Of course, the first thing to take a look at for a studio figure is their backdrop. And his, once again, like the Dinobots, features the courtroom on Quintessa, which is where the Sharkticons did appear. Now, of course, with Gnaw being a deluxe class, excuse me. Okay, I guess that was a wrong number then. They didn't leave a message. Okay, as I was saying, since Gnaw here is a deluxe class, and the Dinobots are all Voyager classes, the size for the backdrop is going to be kind of off, but they should be about to, the robots themselves should be about to scale with each other. At any rate, let's get the backdrop out of the way. We'll take a look here at Gnaw himself. And of course, we will bring out his Generation 1 counterpart. Of course, the original Gnaw here was released in 1986. He was one of the toys put out to promote the movie. But of course, he was one of them that was labeled incorrectly from the movie, as Hasbro had not fully integrated the Quintessons as a faction for the toys. They only kept it between the Autobots and the Decepticons. So since Gnaw was listed as a Sharkticon, they went ahead with the con suffix and made Gnaw here a Decepticon. As you can probably make out here on his ample belly, he does have a Decepticon insignia. And since they did not have generic trooper characters for the Transformers at that time, Gnaw was given the name of Gnaw so that it would make him an individual character, despite the fact that a fair amount of the bio on his tech spec could have described any of the Sharkticons. Alright, we'll take him aside for the moment. And then we will take a look here at Gnaw himself. Like we said, he's a little bit shorter than his G1 counterpart, but not quite as short as some of the Sharkticons that have been made in recent years. But overall, it's still a decent-looking little figure. Now, let's start taking a look at some of his accessory pieces. We'll start with his weapons. The most obvious one that everybody would want to make sure he had would be his mace/tail. And it is done up in a lighter shade of blue, not kind of the bright neon color of the original. But it also has a pivot joint in it, so it does allow the mace to be positioned in a variety of ways. Unlike the original one, if you'll let go of it, the original one here, as you can see, was a static piece, so you really couldn't do anything with it. Oh, and as an added bonus for the mace, if you do happen to have a Studio 86 cup, he supposedly can also hold the mace. Let's try that out. There we go. Takes a little bit of effort, but if you wanted to reenact Cup and Hot Rod's fight scene with the Sharkticons, you can have Cup equipped with one of their tails. That's kind of neat. That's a nice little feature. Nice to see Hasbro doing a little forward thinking once in a while. Then, of course, the next object up is his gun. And it is nicely done up. And of course, as I reach over here to steal the other one, it's also done to very greatly resemble the Generation 1 gun. And it does in a lot of ways, save for the fact that it's in a different shade of color. And also, the newer one is considerably bigger. One other thing to point out is that the newer one also has a little post on the side that the original one is lacking. This comes in handy for when he's in his shark mode, which we will show off in a little while. Now, while technically not loose parts, you should see this because it is done up when you buy the toy brand new, is that the shark's upper body is removable. This portion of Gnaw is removable as it is detached on him in the package if you buy him brand new. It just basically contains the upper jaw and face, back, and arms for the shark mode. And, of course, the dorsal fin is also detachable, because it is also packaged loose in the figure. So there is a slight assembly required to get him ready. The instructions don't show it very clearly, but it's best if you get the Gnaw's robot head section out where you have full access to the groove. And you just insert at one end and slide it all the way over. And then you just bring the headpiece back down and rest it on his back. And then, there you have it. He's assembled. Let's take a brief look now at Gnaw's articulation. His robot head can be turned from side to side. Once you get the shark head out of the way, the head will turn side to side. And it is on a small ball joint, so it will rock up and down. His arms can be raised up about so far. And they do rotate at the shoulder all the way. You just have to shift it a bit so it doesn't catch on the jaw. He can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees. And he does have a swivel at the bicep. So he has that G.I. Joe battle grip. Of course, speaking of G.I. Joe, I want to give a good shout out to my mentor and buddy, Hooded Cobra Commander 788. Glad to see you back on the live streams, Commander. Let's hope we can keep that going. Gnaw, unfortunately, does not have articulation at his hips. Partially due to the fact that the shield gets in the way, but he cannot twist at the hip very well in this mode. You can spread his legs apart almost into a full splits. You can turn his legs at the thigh. You can raise his leg up at the hip 90 degrees. And you can bend his leg at the knee 90 degrees. And while it's used more for transforming him, you can pivot his ankles. So all in all, this is a superior version when compared to his original. Okay, to transform Gnaw, it's a very simple process. The first thing we do is we take his hands and we're going to fold them inwards, like so. Then we come back here and we separate the head, fold all the bits up and over to kind of keep this area straight onto his belly. Then, once we get that done, we need to rotate this section of his chest all the way around like that. So it puts the back end of the shark down here at his feet. Then we're going to raise up this piece here of his back upright. To just shift up like so. We adjust the arms so they point out the back like that. But then again, the next step is to rotate them so that they come forward, like so. Then we're going to turn him around. You'll fold the heels of his feet back inside him. Then we're going to fold his feet up, first at the ankle, and then at the knee. And then lastly, these holes that are here at the tips of his toes, well, they will connect to some little posts right here, right behind the shoulders. So they should just pop right in and secure it. Then once that's done, we're going to fold this front section up. There's two little tiny posts in here, and they will line up and connect with these holes on here to help hold the face in. Excuse me. Once that's done, you can connect the back like so. And of course I want you to fold the jaws in and rotate the arms so that the little shark arms are down. Come on. And then rotate his arms to form the feet, giving him his squat little appearance. Then we're going to turn the dorsal fin around like so. Kind of want you to come down here and make sure his head, the robot head, is down as far as possible. Then we attach the tail to his butt. And if you want as an optional thing, you can plug his gun into the side there. And then there you have it. Gnaw is in his Sharkticon form. Doesn't exactly scream Jaws, but it does come off looking a little bit more accurate to his cartoon appearance. Except for maybe here at the sides. Since at the sides you can see where his feet are, and in reality you probably shouldn't be able to see that very well. So from the sides he isn't going to look as great, but front on he should look pretty good. Of course, compare the look to the 1986 original. Of course, the original has going for it the fact that it's bigger. So that's always nice, and The teeth on the original one were always chrome, whereas on the modern one they are painted silver. So, in some ways, that's a step backward. I mean, I do like how the teeth are better arranged, but I do like the chrome look on the original better. And of course, the shark does have some articulation. You know, the jaw can be positioned in different ways. The arms don't reach out, but they do rotate at their shoulder. Probably should use the other one so the gun doesn't get in the way. They do rotate at the shoulder all the way. And the arms do bend at the elbow. And of course, since his legs were the robot's arms, you do have the articulation up at the top and at the knee. And they do swivel. So all in all, you do get a fair amount of articulation for him. But then now comes the million-dollar question. What do I think of Gnaw? I do like this release. As stated earlier, it is more accurate to his appearance in the animated film. The redesign, however, could use a little work. I mean, we probably should have gotten something to better conceal his robot feet, to at least make it look a little closer to how he appeared in the film. And as I said earlier, I kind of like the chrome look on the G1 version for the teeth than this paint application. But all in all, I am rather happy with it. It is a nice looking toy, and despite the fact that they label him as the same name as the original, it is nice to see that we do get a new Sharkticon. Now it's just a matter of how many of us are going to go out there and buy up as many as we can so we have an army of Sharkticons. And that concludes my review of the Studio 86 version of Gnaw. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel, because we really do appreciate the feedback around here. This is Sparkster1701, saying to all of my viewers, I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving with your friends and family. There'll be a new video tomorrow, and I'll catch you all later.